Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ. Post-round coverage of the Travelers Championship presented by ServiceNow. And Scottie Scheffler is your 2024 Travelers Championship winner. He wins in a one-hole playoff versus Tom Kim, his fellow birthday boy. Of course, both celebrated their birthdays on Friday. And there's Scottie afterwards celebrating with his new son as he claims his 6th win of the season. 6th win before July 1st. That's the first time that's happened in 62 years. Arnold Palmer was the last to do it in 1962, and Scottie collecting a cool $3.6 million at this signature event. Let's welcome in golf analyst Doug Bell. Has been dodging raindrops and lightning strikes and perhaps protesters today out at TPC River Highlands. He joins us now to discuss what he saw in the final round. First, Doug, I'll get your reaction here. Scottie Scheffler's 6th win of the season before July 1st. His incredible season continues.
It's remarkable. It really is. He's #1 on the PGA Tour in bounce back, right? When he suffers a bogey, nobody does a better bouncing back with a birdie. But think about the way he bounced back from the U.S. Open. Did not go under par in any of those 4 rounds and then bounces back with a win. And it was a bookend win. He wins the signature event at the Memorial and now the signature event at the Travelers. He's had an amazing year, Jeremy, and to think, listen, we have big events left. The Open Championship, the Olympics. He'll be on the USA Olympic team. We have the FedEx Cup playoffs. I mean, the season is not over for Scottie Scheffler, who's already posted one of the greatest seasons of all time. You mentioned it. Not since Arnold Palmer has a guy had 6 wins since before July 4th. And now, I mean, he could have one of these crazy years, like maybe one of the best of all time.
And I guess, Doug, the question now for Scottie Scheffler is how do you manage it? Because you mentioned it. There's a lot of golf left on his schedule, not just on the PGA, but you talk about the Olympics as well. Obviously, there's going to, and he's a new dad, so obviously there's going to be some schedule management that needs to take place for Scottie Scheffler, so to make sure that he doesn't run out of gas here.
He's a golfer in the truest sense of that phrase. In other words, when he's home, he loves to practice. He lives just 10 minutes from the golf course where he plays and practices all the time. He's had the same teacher he's had ever since he was just a young junior golfer. I mean, Jeremy, this guy, and he's real. He's down to earth. His family was here, his wife, his baby. Yesterday, after he birdied the last 4 holes, his dad calls him over to say goodbye to his uncle because his uncle couldn't make it out today. I mean, this is a grounded individual, and I love it. There's no cockiness. There's no attitude. He just goes out and plays the game that he loved, and right now he's playing it better than he ever has, and he's playing it better than anybody else right now in professional golf.
Doug, I want to ask you about Tom Kim, who obviously made the playoff and made some big shots here to go shot for shot versus Scottie Scheffler. Just couldn't get it done in the end. But how impressed are you with what you saw from Tom Kim this week?
Very impressed. And Jeremy, think about this. He's going to Detroit next week for the Rocket Mortgage. He will have played 9 consecutive tournaments on the PGA Tour. That's amazing. He's the Iron Horse of the PGA Tour. But I think what we're seeing is a player who has worked on his length off the tee. He was consistently right up with Scottie Scheffler today. He outdrove Colin Morikawa yesterday. He's a great iron player. He almost holed that second shot on the 72nd hole in regulation, and he's only 22. 3 wins as a 21-year-old, still looking now for that first win as a 22-year-old, but it's on the way. And I think I interviewed him afterwards, Jeremy, and he said he really feels, even though he's played a lot of golf, that his game right now has improved every week, and he's excited about the future. He's got all those same big tournaments as Scottie Scheffler ahead.
Doug, was there anybody else who impressed you with their play this week? Obviously, Akshay Bhatia had himself a good week playing in this final group, but just faded near the end. Cam Young, we saw the 59 on Saturday. Who else kind of stood out to you this week as you followed him around on the course?
Well, I think Justin Thomas has found something. He's a guy who's had a really bad year in 2024, and I think this was a good week for JT. So I think maybe he has turned the corner as we head into the home stretch of this PGA Tour season. Akshay Bhatia went earlier at the Valero Texas Open, and I thought he hung in there today playing with Scottie and Tom Kim. Big gallery. I mean, this is the biggest gallery that Akshay's played in front of ever. This was a major championship gallery that they jammed in here at TPC River Highlands. So they're just some of the names. And listen, all these guys, Colin Morikawa, as we head for the home stretch, we got a lot of golfers that are hot right now, Jeremy. That's going to add a lot of drama and a lot of great theater on the PGA Tour.
I think it's the second most well-attended event on the PGA Tour. So, yeah, that gallery on 18 was certainly fantastic today. He is golf analyst Doug Bell. Joining us from TPC River Highlands, as Scottie Scheffler wins the Travelers Championship. Great to see you, Doug. The final signature event of the season, and it belongs to Scottie Scheffler, who's won 6 times in the last 10 events. Here's what's ahead next week on the PGA calendar. The tour heads to Detroit for the Rocket Mortgage Classic, which we've mentioned a couple of times. U.S. Senior Open is in Newport, Rhode Island. The Corn Ferry Tour has the Memorial Health Championship in Springfield, while the LPGA is also in Michigan, and the DP World Tour has the Italian Open up next. It's been an eventful weekend up in Connecticut for players and patrons and broadcasters. When we come back, our broadcast team, Jim Nantz, Trevor Immelman, will break down the final round for us as Scottie Scheffler celebrates his latest tournament win.